That was all. The watchers were easily half-numbered with fright and awe, and discomfort, and scarcely knew what to do, or whether to do anything at all. Not knowing what had happened, they did not relax their vigour, and a moment later Lee had sent up a prayer of sharp flash and baited lightning, followed by an ear-splitting crush of sound, rent and flooded the heavens. Half an hour later the rain stopped, and 15 minutes before the street lights sprang on again, sending the weary, beguiled watchers relievedly back to their homes. Next day's papers gave some of these matters minor mention in connection with the general storm reports. It seems that the great lightning flash and deafening explosion which followed the Federal Hill occurrence was even more tremendous further east, and bursts of similar fatal was likely noticed. The phenomenon was marked over the College Hill, and there was a crash awakened by the sleeping inhabitants and led bewilderingly round the speculations. Of those who were already awake, and only few saw the anomalous blaze of lightning near the top of the hill, or noticed the inflexible upward rush of air which almost stripped the leaves from the trees and blasted the plants and gardens. It was agreed that the lone sudden lightning bolt must have struck somewhere in this neighbourhood, though no trace of its striking could afterwards be found. A youth of the Tower Omega Fraternity House thought he saw a grotesque and hideous mass of smoke in the air just as preliminary flash bursts, and but his observations had not been verified. All of the few observers, however, agreed that this violent gust from the west had flooded the intolerable stench which preceded the belated stroke, whilst evidence concerning the momentary burned odour of the smoke and equally general. Those points were discussed very carefully because of their possible connection with the death of Robert Blake. Students at the Slide Delta house, whose upper rear windows looked into Blake's study, noticed a blurred white face in the westward window morning of the 9th, and wondered what was wrong with the expression. When they saw the same face in the same position that evening, they felt worried, and watched for the lights to come on in his apartment. Later they rang the bell of the darkened flat, and finally had a policeman force the door. The rigid body sat bolt upright at the desk at the window, and when the intruders saw the glassy, bulging eyes and marks of stark, convulsive fright and twisted features, they turned away in sickened dismay. Shortly afterwards, the coroner's physician made an examination, and despite the unbroken window, reported an electrical shock or nervous tension induced by electrical discharge as the cause of death. The hideous expression had been ignored altogether, deeming it not improbable as a result of the profound shock experienced by a person of such abnormal imagination and unbalanced emotions. He deduced that the latter qualities from the books, paintings, and manuscript found in the apartment, and from the blindly scrawled entries in the diary desk. Blake prolonged his frenzied jointings to the last, and broken pointed pencil was found clutched in the methodically contracted right hand. The entries of the failure of the lights were highly disjointed, and legible only in part. From what the certain investigators have drawn conclusions from, differing greatly from the materialistic official verdict, but such speculations have little chance of belief among the conservative. The case of these imaginative theorists has not been helped by the auction of the superstitious Dr. Dexter, who threw himself with a curious box and angled stone, and the object certainly self-luminescent seen in the black window of the steeple where it was found, into the deepest channel Narragansett Bay. Excessive imagination and neurotic imbalance on Blake's part, aggravated by the knowledge of evil bionic cults from these startling traces of an uncovered, form the dominant interpretation given these final frenzied jointings. These are the entries, all that can be made of them. Light still out. Must be 5 minutes now. Everything depends on the lightning. Yadith Grunter will keep up. Some influence is beating through it. Rain and thunder will deafen, and wind deafen. The thing is taking hold of my mind. Trouble with memory. I see the things I never knew before. Other worlds, other galaxies. Dark. The lightning seemed dark, and the darkness seemed light. It could not be the real hill and the church I see in the pitch darkness. It must be the retinal impressions left by the flashes. Heaven grant the Italians out there with the candles and lightning, if the lightning stops. What am I afraid of? It is not an avatar of Nyarlathotep, who is antiquitous shadow Kem, even took the form of a man. I remember Yuggoth, and the more distant Shaggy, the guy, and the ultimate void of the black planets. The long-winding flights through the void can across the universe of light, recreated by the thoughts, called by the shining trapezohedron, sent it through the horrible abyssal radiance. My name is Blake, Robert Harrison Blake, of 1620 East Canapa Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am on this planet. As a thought had mercy. The lightning have no longer flashes. Horrible. I can see everything but a monstrous sense is not sight. Light is dark, and dark is light. There's people on the hill. Guard, candles and charms. The priests. Sense of distance gone. Far is near, and near is far. No light, no glass. See that steeple, the tower and window that can hear. Roderick Usher. I'm mad or going mad. The thing I stirred and fumbling in the tower. I am it, and it is I. I want to get out. Must get out and unify the forces. It knows where I am. I am Robert Blake, but I see the tower in the dark. There is a monstrous owner, sense transfigured, boarding at the tower window, cracking giveaway. Yeah, Nagi, Yug. I see it. Going here. Hellwind, Titan Blue, Black Wings. Yogg-Sothoth saved me. 3 low burning eye.